Good morning. Time to wake up. Come now, that's it. You picked a fine time to visit this land, what with all the trouble about. Terrible luck, that.
Did we just...
Yes, it's happened again.
All right, everyone. What's the last thing you remember?
We were in Grandship when it plunged into the Holy Pillar, and Ares' brooch began absorbing its light.
That's when Alternus attacked, same as the last time. Or was it the time before?
That's what I remember, too. And just as in the world before last, my memory stops there.
Yeah. Oh, my poor, aching head.
Beg pardon, but I must ask you to leave now that you're up. No telling what troubles a stranger brings in his wake.
All right, we're leaving.
Strangers? The innkeep spoke as if he'd never seen us before.
You're right. But how could that...
My mind gets twisted in knots more and more with each go-round.
Innkeeper, before we go, can I ask what's become of the Great Chasm?
Is that what you lot are here about? Well, I'd stay away from there if I were you. They say it swallowed up Norende a week ago. The entire village, mind. Every last one of the poor villagers perished, save one wee lad. Pitiable child, losing his entire family in a day. Word is, he was saved by his elder brother. That's the only reason he survived.
Elder brother?
Yes, even stayed a spell here. When he left, he mentioned something about rebuilding his village.
I don't understand.
Ahoy!
It's Dad's!
This makes the second time we have failed.
Sorry, everyone. Wish I could say why, but I haven't a clue. What if something really did happen, and we've simply lost our memories of it?
Ring a bell. Remember what I asked you? To write down everything that happened in the Holy Pillar.
Of course. Let's see what I came up with. The second Holy Pillar. Eri entered a state of trance. The Dark Knight, Alternus Dim, attacked. As in the previous world, he bore my face. Who or what is he? That's all I have.
That's how I remember it.
Dats, did you all see anything?
Nah, we evacuated to the hold. Couldn't see much of anything from down there.
Well, we can't keep charging on blindly. It's happened twice in a row. It can't be an accident. And I don't think we're simply traveling back in time. There are too many glaring conflicts.
What are your thoughts, Eri? Why have we failed? I wish I knew.
Well, if even Eri is at a loss, then there is no point in debating this any further. We shall just have to awaken the crystals again as we did in the previous world.
I'm starting to wonder, is what Eri says right?
What?
Are you saying what we've been doing is wrong? I can't blame you for doubting, but...
No one has ever tried to awaken the crystals and evoke the Holy Pillar, have they? That means no one knows whether that will erase the Great Chasm. Not even Eri.
But Eri is the culmination of the wisdom of generations of Vestals. She cannot be wrong.
Then how do you explain Alternus Dim's words? What did he mean?
What Alternus said? Wait, what did he say? Anya's?
What he spoke of was inconceivable.
But Dim isn't the only one. Idia's father believed that awakening the crystals was dangerous.
That's enough, Ring-a-Bell. If we believe his claims, then everything we've done so far was for naught.
Is that reason enough to reject them out of hand, though?
Excuse me? How about including me in this conversation?
Part of my memory came back when I saw Dim's face back in the holy pillar.
It did?
Yes, but just a tiny fragment. Barely even a coherent thought. It was the number 6. And I saw Idia being slain by a creature I'd never seen before. I just looked on while it happened.
Ugh, I'll thank you not to go killing me off in your weird fantasies.
I don't... I just don't know.
Ring-a-Bell? Are you alright?
Does your head still hurt?
No, I'm fine now.
Tell me truthfully, do you really doubt Eri?
No, it's not... I don't doubt her. It's just... I think it's dangerous to assume all Eri says is correct. That's all I meant to say. Even a Christ Fairy can make mistakes.
Can I ask you something?
Let me guess. Dark Knight, Alternus Dim?
You said part of your memory came back when you saw his face. Ring-a-Bell, he looked just like you. It was past the bounds of brothers. You would have to be perfect twins. What do you make of it all? What do these new memories of yours say?
I deliberately held my silence in front of Eri, but... I believe we're in a parallel world.
A parallel world?
The fact that Alternus Dim and I both exist at the same time is proof enough of that.
You're not saying...
Nothing brave about an empty stomach. I don't understand. Why won't the Great Chasm close up? I just don't understand. What was it the Dark Knight said about me? I believe he called you a peculiar fairy. And then he said he would slay you and that this will end once you're gone. He really said all that? Well, I don't care if he's an enemy. That's just plain rude. Oh, Dats. Have you seen Ring-a-Bell? Last time I saw him, he said he was going to the hold to rest. Wonder if he's alright. He looked an awful shade of pale. I must apologize to you, Dats. And you too, Zats. Come again, Lady Vestal. What could you possibly have done to require an apology to us? Though we have now twice ventured into the Holy Pillar, the Great Chasm shows no sign of closing. I have put you two and the Proprietress in grave peril, seemingly to no end. Oh, so that's what you're going on about. Well, never mind, Lady Vestal, because we don't. Yeah, we're here to protect you, wherever this adventure may take us. Couldn't said it better myself. We live by our own creed, and protecting you is part of that. Besides, those are Commander Goodman's orders, so don't you worry about nothing, Lady Vestal. Same goes for the Proprietress. She just offered you a pod to make you some food. Thank you. All of you. Everyone! The Proprietress wants us all to meet in the tavern. It's times like these that you need some good grub in your belly, she says. After all, you can't brave on an empty stomach. Well, let's go on, yes. Yes, let's. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bravely Default and welcome to Chapter 6. So, yeah, we're going to awaken the crystals. Again. For the third time now, and along the way, we'll have to fight nearly the same asterisk bearers again for the third time, and all the enemies in every area are the exact same as we would find during Chapter 5. This may be starting to sound very, very tedious and repetitive, and, well, we'll talk about that momentarily. Before we do all these fights again, we do have one new bit of content. On the deck of Grand Ship, we'll now see this glowing thing, which, when we pick it up, is a key. This is the key to those blue chests we've seen around the world, but have never been able to open. So now that we can, let's go and get the treasures they hold. Oh, but actually first, that is actually our last tutorial quest done, to get that key. 6 chapters in, and they finally finished tutorial quests, technically. I know it's a specific thing, but anyway, on to the blue chests. First off, on B29 of the Grand Ship engine room, you can get the Brave Suit, which gives whoever wears it plus 1 BP at the start of battle, which is pretty sweet. On the 3rd floor of the Lantano Villa, we get the Lustrous Shield, which grants its wearer light immunity. In the 2nd basement level of the Harina Ruins, there's the Air Knife, a dagger that deals wind damage. You get the Gale Staff on the 2nd floor of the Grand Millworks, increases mind by a bit and increases how much wind damage you deal. There's the Luminous Robe on the 1st basement level of the Vestment Cave, which raises your magic attack and grants you plus 50% to your light damage. The Central Miasma Woods holds a Death Axe, which casts skill when used as an item. Yoichi's bow is located on the 2nd basement level of the Twilight Ruins, which is just an alright bow, nothing special really. In the central area in Fulham Gardens, you can find the Royal Crown, which even though that's a very regal name, doesn't do anything particularly special, just a decent hat. In Witherwood's central area, there's Longinus, a spear that deals plus 50% damage to aquatic enemies. The Genji gloves are found at the bottom of the Mithril mines, which are just decent accessories for armor. The Genji helm is found in the underflow, which, similarly to the Genji gloves, is just a decent helmet. Pairing with those, the Genji armor is found on the 1st floor of Grab Keep, and is just as decent as the rest of the Genji set. At Starkfort's 2nd floor, there's the Muramasa, which you've already gotten, but I did fail to mention until now that you can actually use it as an item to use Defang, which lowers the target's physical defense. The blue chest on the 48th floor of Eternia Central Command gives you the Chaos Blade, which has a 25% chance to inflict confusion when attacking. The Wonder Rod is found in Everlast Tower, which when used as an item, casts random black magic, not particularly amazing usability, but interesting nonetheless. And the 1st floor of Vampire Castle holds the Hedane Claws, knuckles which deal dark damage. And that's that. They're alright items, it's nothing too amazing, and you can get better stuff from the adventure and as well as later on. It's like the best equipment in the game, but it's good for Chapter 6, so... And if you also, the adventure stuff is really expensive and you get this for free basically, for nothing but your time. And I don't think there's an area here where you don't have to go besides maybe the Grand Ship engine room. But I think every other area you basically have to go to at one point or another, so you should get them along the way anyway. So really not too much of a waste of time. It occurs to me now as well that there's one area I neglected to mention when it came to new enemies, the Temple of Wind. There's nothing incredibly important, no genomes or anything, but I feel I should mention the new enemies here anyway. So first, there's the Evil Idol, who casts Doom on the party, Dark and Sleep on individuals. Next, the Orc Lord, who uses Rampart to block his party from 1 physical attack per member, as well as Mass Attack to make everyone attack at once. And lastly, the Shield Dragon, which uses Double Rush to simply deal a ton of damage. Alright, now, as I said, Chapter 6 is awfully similar to Chapter 5. Seriously, like, 95% of this chapter is identical nearly to Chapter 5, save for one unique questline and some unique cutscenes which I'll show right now.
See, here we go again.
What? That pipsqueak just thrashed us by himself. And now he's back with 3 friends? I shouldn't have gotten out of bed today.
Whoa there, hold up! Isn't that Eternia with them?
I knew that little hussy wasn't to be trusted. Huh. The Templar's daughter, of all people.
Hey, Eternia! What's this all about? Have you gone and stabbed us in the back?
Whoa! Turn the volume down!
I haven't been this riled up since this morning. Ah, well, time for round 2.
Something's got them real mad!
They seemed different from last time.
You mean they weren't like that?
Not quite, no. And they seem surprised to see us.
They said something about us bringing friends. Last time it was just you and me, Tis.
Right.
Are they gone?
Shh. Quiet, you fool. You survived that. 5 minutes of lying still won't kill you.
It might. I never tested it. That said, re-raise sure comes in handy.
I said hush. Do you want them to find out we're still alive?
We'd get to fight another battle, wouldn't we? Let's do it!
Don't tempt me to finish the job myself. We're hurting bad. I wouldn't last another battle. And besides... I wouldn't mind lounging around a bit longer. Just the two of us.
Yes, good! Perfect weather for it, too.
2 peas in a pod. So beautiful. The passion of a mature love affair is something special. The passion of what? What are you going on about? I don't know about passion, but Barris is as lively and loud as ever with that booming voice. And Holly's the only one who can hold her own in a conversation with him. They could talk for days. It's wonderful to have someone like that. If both are the talkative type, better they speak of love for each other than quarrel and hurl insults. Oh my, I didn't expect to hear anything like that from you, Agnes. It seems people truly can change. I did not mean it that way. That way? And what exactly would that way be, What I meant was the two of them are as 2 peas in a pod. They are both frank to a fault and put on no airs, and neither are they afraid to bare their souls. Perhaps happiest of all are kindred spirits, alike in most every way, who find each other. Is that so? Hold on. Who were you really referring to, Agnes? Who do you think is your kindred spirit? Come on, out with it. Oh, Some might say living too long with someone like yourself might drive you crazy. And a couple with 2 people like me? That would get old rather quick, don't you think? Would it really be that bad? What do you think, Agnes? Who, me? Well, I suppose it wouldn't be all that bad. What? Why are you staring at us like that? Huh?
You're late! You should have received your deployment order hours ago. I'm Black Mage Ominous Crow, and I'm to be your superior officer, effective today. And don't expect special treatment just because you're the Lord Marshal's daughter.
What's he talking about?
First, I'd like you to answer a question, Ominous. When did I leave the Knights of the Eternian Sky?
No questions. You'll speak when spoken to and not before. And watch your tone. Plus, I said there'd be no special treatment. Tell your valet or whoever to get out. And you, it's you! You're the Wind Vestal from the wanted poster. What are you doing with Eternia? I won't have it. I've looked forward to having her under my command. I won't let some Vestal ruin it.
Oh, right. I think I remember this now. Maybe? Anyway, listen, Ominous.
Be quiet! Don't talk to me! You can't be real! So leave me alone! Ha! This is all some evil illusion brewed up by the Vestal. Let's see how it stands up to my fire!
What's the meaning of this, Idia?
You were put under Crow's command.
A message from headquarters, Captain.
You intend to capture and kill Agnes again, don't you? Well, I won't let that happen!
Go on.
Yes, sir. But,
No, let her hear it.
sir, the message reads, "Find the Vestal and keep her safe. Do not harm a hair on her head."
Wait, you're not to catch and kill her?
Why would the Lord Marshal give such a ludicrous order? We're to protect the Vestal from the Orthodoxy and its corrupting influence. How have you risen to this post without knowing that much?
Oh, I was just a bit confused, that's all.
Your words make no sense. It disturbs me that you think there can be any excuse for your actions. You shall have to learn the resolve of a knight, the hard way.
The true valor of a knight. Knight Argent Henkel. He made a lasting impression, alright. He wasn't even afraid to die. Well, of course he wasn't. The ultimate quality of an Eternia knight is scorning fear in the face of death. That is part of the Duchy's code of chivalry, and proof of a knight's valor. To fiercely face death for a cause you believe in is a truly admirable personal creed. But as a doctrine that forces others to prove their valor so, I am not sure I agree. To say, do not fear death, and encourage such a mindset, I believe it welcomes a cold, mindless disregard for life. Maybe so, but they say knights thickly clad in courage and hardened against emotion make the most formidable force on any battlefield. Well, I don't know about the other officers, but Henkel at least is a different sort. I still remember the code of chivalry he drilled into me from a young age. He used to always tell me, valor is not fearing death, but when life becomes even more terrifying than death, survival becomes the truest valor there is. I see. So his was the truest code of chivalry of all. Spellblades. That's a portability auto-aspirate blade is something else. It lets you attack your opponent's MP with a conventional attack, and absorb it too. Just use Brave, then conventional attacks between magic attacks. You'll never want for MP. It's perfect for you, Agnes. Oh, I never thought of that. Why are you telling us this now, Tiz? I just want to let you know how wonderful Spellblades could be. It can really help you too, Adia. You could add some sort of element to your blade attack. Start with Brave, then cast a Spellblade. You can attack right away and even switch to another Spellblade if you want. Spellblades are incredible, aren't they? Not as incredible as your endorsement of them. If they're so great, why don't you change your job to Spellfencer, Tiz? Oh, this wasn't how the conversation was supposed to go. And how was it supposed to go? Oh, what do I do now? Hey, ring a bell. What am I supposed to say in this case? Ah, the cat's out of the bag. You said to get Agnes and Adia into those flimsy Spellfencer outfits. I should sell them hard on the job's merits. And well, I said exactly what you told me to, but their reply was different. So, what do I say now? Yes, tell us, Ringabel. What does he say now? I can't wait to hear this.
Papa Jackal! You're going to be alright. You can't leave us. What will we do? We can't go on without you. Don't die, Papa. Don't die. Papa Jackal!
Will you stop all the bellyaching? How's a man supposed to sleep with all that racket? Ow, ow, ow.
The Monkey Show. Look over there. Those monkeys are playing flower checkers. Ah, one of those monkey shows this town is famous for. Flower checkers? What exactly is that? It's a game that originated in Florem. You play it on a board using pieces representing different flowers. Along with Caldistan chess, it's one of the most challenging games there is. But what about the monkeys? They're not really playing, are they? They're probably just moving the pieces around. You think, right? Well, I actually played that monkey over there yesterday. Really? How did it go? I wiped the floor with him. I mean, they really are just randomly moving pieces around. I thought so. That is to be expected. It is a thinking man's game after all. Yep, and I won 3 out of 5 games. It's like that old saying, monkey see, monkey do. Ring a bell. Ring a bell's invitation. Adia, how about we get some dinner tonight? Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us? I've already made a reservation at the Triflower, the restaurant at the very top of the Central Floor Hotel. They serve a 4-course Florem dinner. Isn't that your favorite, Adia? We can enjoy the night view while we eat. I think I'll pass. Listen, Adia, I want you to know something. I don't go around asking out just anyone like this anymore. I know, Ringabel. And I don't go around rejecting just anyone either. Huh? Wait, huh? What's that supposed to... Adia delivers a bruising blow to the male ego. That one's got to hurt. Oh.
Who might you be, child?
I am the vessel of wind. Agnès oblige.
Ah, I see it now. My, but you've grown, dear. Florem is more beautiful for your visit. Sadly, Olivia has gone into hiding.
Oh, I see. Do you know where we might find her?
I'm afraid not, but I do receive word from her on occasion. That is all I know, that she is alive and well somewhere in this land.
Welcome, Wind Vestal. I see you have companions, too. Well met. I am Daniel Goodman, commander of the Shield Bearers. I must apologize on behalf of my soldiers. They did not know who you were when they stopped you.
No need to apologize. After all, you were kind enough to grant us the audience we sought.
I am happy to accommodate you. Now, what is it I can help you with?
We have come to these lands to journey to the Temple of Fire and awaken the crystal there.
The Temple of Fire. I am afraid that...
Yes, we are aware the way there has been buried in lava. What is the current status of the Mithril Mine?
The Mithril Mine? The Sword Bearers have occupied it at times, though we usually wrest it back from them. Currently, it is not held by either side.
I see. Thank you very much. Oh, would you be able to grant us permission to stay in Heartschild?
Of course. The Shield Bearers welcome the Vestal and her companions. Feel free to rest your travel-weary bones in town. Someone, show the Vestal and her companions the way.
Adia and the Ghost Ship. Let's get out of here already. I've had enough of this creepy ghost ship. Yeah, and there aren't any women here either. Your womanizing is so far beyond appalling that it's almost impressive. And yes, you're not scared of ghosts, are you? Not at all. Rather, I feel quite sorry for them. Life is a miraculous gift born of the harmony between the 4 crystals. And once a soul's life has come to an end, it may be reborn again by returning to the crystals. But ghosts, on the other hand, are doomed to haunt this world. Such pitiable creatures. First of all, our teachings tell us that... I'm not really following all this, but does it go on much longer? Well, there are several beliefs as to where the souls of the dead go, but according to Crystalist thought... I know this is a really important topic, but I'm sorry, I just can't take any more. Yes, it is a really important topic. Now, as I was saying... No, please. For the love of the crystals, stop!
Curses! After all the glory I brought them, he packed me off to the boondocks to patch up wounded soldiers.
If anyone deserves credit, it's you, Dr. Kata. You treat not only your wounded allies, but the wounded shield bearers who fought against you. I have to admire you for that.
You are somewhat misguided. Can you not understand that I need as many live bodies as possible for my experiments? I cannot simply use wounded allies as specimens, can I? It is far cheaper and more efficient to use captured enemies. Do you not agree?
We heard what you had to say for yourself.
What? Who goes there?
My name is Adia Lee.
Adia Lee? You can't mean you're the Grand Marshal's daughter?
We must put an end to him now!
Of course! Victor.
Silence, if you please. She would likely perish if we were to disturb her now.
It's happening again.
Again? What do you mean?
Oh, I was just thinking out loud.
Allow me to tell you a story, if I may. Once upon a time, in a place not of this land, there was an orphan child suffering an incurable disease. Her name was Victoria. Though still a child, she was abhorred by those around her due to her affliction, as the orthodoxy cast her aside. She was taken in and raised by the orthodoxy soon after her birth. She simply waited upon her inevitable demise, all the while gasping in pain and despair. Then, a chance meeting changed her life. On death's door and abandoned, she was found by the Grand Marshal, who wandered the lands after renouncing the orthodoxy himself. She began her treatments in this land after the Lord Marshal conquered and renamed it the Duchy of Eternia. It was I who created the white magic cable. I was charged with studying the combined use of white magic and the crystals. I advocated the use of treatments by amplified white magic on her. But there was one who voiced objections. My assistant in my white magic research, Vincent S. Court, my father. He pressed endlessly for an alternate treatment, one not based on the amplification of white magic. But it was alchemical genesis he proposed. It is a forbidden art, a foul heresy, banned since the time of the Old Faith. The Lord Marshal and I both rejected my father's proposal out of hand. But he would not be swayed. He didn't so much as ask Victoria's consent. He believed his cure had rid her of her affliction, but the truth was far different. It stilled her growth, and periodic fits grew more frequent. Soon, it began to cripple even her mind. My father has since passed. She found clarity one day, returned to herself. She murdered him. I was devastated. No, in truth, I was already a broken man. You must think me a fool for not loathing my father's murderer. But I could not exact vengeance on her. I was entranced by her innocent eyes and childlike form. I devoted myself, body and soul, to her healing. Yet, I failed to relieve her suffering. Each time her tiny form is racked with pain, I ask myself, knowing the result, would I still have intervened as I did? But ever is my answer the same. As long as I draw breath, I will see that she does too. No matter how she suffers, I'll not allow her to die. She is both my crime and my redemption, my ego, my joy. I dedicate my entirety to her, and know no greater pleasure.
What nonsense. I mean, really, Victor, that was so boring and really long, too.
Forgive me, Victoria. How do you fare now?
Back to my old self, but I don't think I could take another one of those fits. Now, let's take care of these fools once and for all.
Your wish is my command.
Stop it! What is the point of us fighting?
The point, you ask? Because you disgust me, Eternia. That is reason enough to fight, no. I wish to see your corpses flayed before me, fools!
I purposefully left out Kami-Izumi, not because he doesn't have new scenes, but because they're kind of weird to access. So first off, let's assume you didn't go and awaken the Fire Crystal fighting Kami-Izumi first. This is the scene you'll get.
It has all been in vain. The war we started in this realm, the deaths of both ally and foe, and the demise of the Fire Vestal. Do you not think so? You who resemble a disciple I once favored. Then there is nothing left to be said. I shall let my faithful blade do the talking.
Next, let's assume you did awaken the Fire Crystal. Here's the scene for that instance.
So the Fire Crystal has been awakened. It has all been in vain. The war we started in this realm, the deaths of both ally and foe, and the demise of the Fire Vestal. Do you not think so? You who resemble a disciple I once favored.
Did you do all this for my mother, Master?
You fool!
Huh?
I took up arms for the Templar, a close friend, and the husband of one I once loved. Though he may lie defeated, with the ideals he held fading fast, I will fight to defeat any foe of his, even you, Brave's daughter, and my favored disciple.
Master!
Draw steel, Eternia.
There's also a scene that can be found in Dee's journal titled The Quintessential Swordmaster, which is different from both of the previous scenes. I have absolutely no idea how you access this scene, but here it is, played from the event viewer in Dee's journal.
So the Fire Crystal has been awakened. It has all been in vain. The war we started in this realm, the deaths of both ally and foe, and the demise of the Fire Vestal. Do you not think so? You who resemble a disciple I once favored.
Master, I know. I've spoken with my father of it, any number of times. And my mother. She told me much of what happened. It gave me a new appreciation for the friendship and undying trust between you and my father. And your feelings for my mother. And your sense of purpose. I understand. All of it. I understand. Thank you for bringing my mother and father together. Thank you for helping my father. Thank you for teaching me the sword. Thank you for helping me become the woman I am today. And forgive me. Forgive me for what I've done.
It does my heart good to hear those words. What joy to see my student come into her own. Now, how about a lesson? It's been far too long since the last. Come at me with all your might, you and your comrades alike. I will show you the essence of mastery of the sword. Now come!
Master, why? Why did you hold back? Is it because I am her daughter? Answer me! Master!
Itia, my disciple.
So that's a fairly touching death scene, but you only get that if you awaken the Fire Crystal. If you didn't, here's the scene after defeating Kamiyazumi. A single cough, and he's gone. Very abrupt, very weird, and I don't know why that scene plays if the Fire Crystal is still darkened. I actually thought I was doing something wrong the first time I recorded this, because that seems really weird. But anyway, that's it. That's everything besides one questline and the Awakening of the Crystals, both of which are going to be covered in some later videos. But while we're here, I want to talk about Chapter 5 and 6 and generally how I feel about them. So if you read or watch basically any review of Bravely Default, a quote you'll likely see is, "The first 4 chapters are fantastic, but the game quickly drops in quality after that." I fully understand why this is a common point of view, and I don't fully disagree with it. I mean, we really are fighting essentially the same bosses for the 3rd time, and fighting the same enemies on the way as before. Though you can choose not to fight them if you want by not upping the encounter rate, but you will miss out on experience and money, so this isn't really recommended when you can just breeze through enemies with Salvemaker anyway. You can't really skip the bosses though, because then you'll be missing out on potentially interesting story content, even if all these fights are technically side quests. Now, when I first played Bravely Default, I was in the same camp as everyone else. I didn't like Chapter 5 and 6 because I felt that, yes, they were very repetitive. Upon repeat playthroughs, and up until very recently, I held this idea that Chapter 5 was fine, but Chapter 6 was unnecessary. I would have said that Chapter 5 is fine because it's an opportunity to try out all your new jobs and abilities against older bosses. But here's the problem with saying that. At Chapter 4's end, we weren't really able to develop very unique job setups. In my playthrough, for example, Agnes was only trained up in 4 jobs: White Mage, Black Mage, Spirit Master, and Thief, because of the dragon fights. Ringbell and Adia were stuck in a bubble of physical jobs, and Tiz was the only one with any sort of decent training in a variety of jobs. Chapter 5 then is a great opportunity for you to get your job levels up, which is why all the bosses are pretty much the same and fairly easy, so you know what to expect and you can take them out with relative ease. Then, going into Chapter 6, you should have most or all of your jobs up to level 9 or above, so you can create a variety of job setups to deal with the Asterisk Bearers once again. I feel Chapter 6 is also important from a story perspective paired with Chapter 5, because as Tiz said when this chapter started, this can no longer be an accident or a coincidence. Something bigger is going on here. It makes you question what you're doing more and more, and if you should keep doing it. Unfortunately, well, when the bosses aren't really scaled up well for Chapter 6, and you can take a lot of these guys out just by spamming attack items at them with Salvemaker, with frequent healing, that sort of structure begins to fall apart. I mean, sure, you could always choose not to do that, but most people, including myself, when they find a winning strategy, they stick with it, and won't change it unless something else is obviously more efficient, or the original strategy simply isn't working anymore. And from a story perspective, yes, I feel it is important for the main story, but when it comes to side stories, overall very little is really added in this chapter, so the refights feel wholly unnecessary when you're both learning nothing new about the characters, at least something substantial, as well as them not being new interesting fights to experience, and that's of course where the great feeling of tedium comes in. So overall, I suppose from my perspective, the idea of these chapters is fairly solid, giving the player an opportunity to build up their jobs and then experiment with them through fights they already understand. But the execution is subpar. It could have been improved by adjusting the fights slightly, simply scaling them up with more and better spells and better stats and all that, and Salvemaker could be nerfed overall to make it so these aren't trivialized by it, but that's a general game issue, not specifically Chapter 5 and 6. More cutscenes in Chapter 6 could be unique and interesting compared to Chapter 5, as most of them are basically the same, which is annoying and also kind of jarring, as it doesn't really make sense that the 3rd time around, characters would react in the exact same way to certain characters or side quests, like being surprised at Barbarossa's ghost ship approaching is the most egregious example. I know they sort of have to account for the fact you may not have done it the first time around, but well, the cutscenes in Vampire Castle account for this, so why couldn't more have done that? Accounting for not having done it the first time around is also sort of a reason why you fight all of them again in Chapter 5 and 6. Maybe you for some reason didn't fight Barbarossa the first time around. I don't really know why you wouldn't have, but if you didn't, here you go. If it sounds like my opinions are mixed and all over the place regarding these chapters, that's because they really are. Again, I kind of like the idea, but actually playing it is a bit of a chore. Anyway, I guess that's that. So next time, there is one unique questline tied to Chapter 6, and we'll be taking care of that. So I'll see you then. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, maybe check out some of the other series I've done. You can also consider subscribing, checking out my Patreon page, or joining my Discord server. There are links in the description to those, as well as other social media links like Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching.